I apologize for the voice. I have a slight cold, but in this video, we're going to go ahead and start working on our power-up system. So I went ahead and set up a couple meshes. So we have Carpenter, Double Points, Insta-Kill, Max Ammo, and the Nuke. We have the corresponding power-up icons. And likewise, I went ahead and added the power-up audio. So you won't have this because it's copyright information or copyright audio. I don't really know if it's something I can really distribute, but you can just very easily grab these from a YouTube video and slap them together, and you're pretty much good to go. So with that said, here's kind of our, I guess you could say, logic or flow that we're going to be following over the next few videos until we get this feature in place. So the main thing is we want to set up a very simple system that kind of handles a fair bit of it for us. So we basically we're going to be using inheritance a fair bit for this. So the idea being we're going to have a base class for the power up, and that is going to handle, some basic simple stuff such as setting up, which mesh to use. So it's going to be loading from a data asset asynchronously. And likewise, we are also going to be doing or having it automatically register itself to a subsystem we need to make that is going to be used for a few things. So the idea here is we need to know if a zombie is within the bounds. So what I mean by that is we need to know that the zombie is inside the playable area. The zombies out here, they haven't crossed the barricade. We don't want them to have any chance of spawning a power-up. Once they make their way in, then they can go through and start actually, having that 3% chance of spawning the power-up. So every time we get a kill, there's a 3% chance to spawn. And to pick which one we want to spawn, we need to make sure that it's not already active or somewhere in the world. So what I mean is, let's say there's an insta-kill right here and another power-up spawns. We need to make sure that it is not another insta-kill. And the way we can do that is going to be through our world subsystem, which acts as a means of keeping track of, what power-ups are either currently active, such as a grabbed double points or insta-kill, and what is actually, existing, like what is around and in the world. So the idea is when the power-up spawns on begin play, it registers itself with the subsystem. Then on end play, it simply unregisters itself with the subsystem. So that's how it's going to keep track and be pretty easy to kind of, I guess you could say, self-manage. Likewise, for the insta-kill and double points, because those are kind of, well, they're timer-based, we need to know, how long do they have left? How long do they remain? And in order to handle that, we need to also know information such as, when have they been added? When have they been removed? How much time is left? That kind of stuff. So we can handle it in our view model because we have our icons right here that we want to have displayed, somewhere in the bottom of our screen. And as, the time goes down and down that they remain, we want to have them start flashing, that kind of stuff. And the way we plan on doing that is going to be through delegates. So we're going to use this, world subsystem as kind of a means of binding to the power-ups delegates. So that way it can simply just, constantly be receiving and firing off as, say, the time changes, which we can do via timer every, X amount of, I don't know what interval we're going to do yet. And then once it goes, it's just going to basically destroy itself, destroy its binding, we're good to go. So that's kind of the idea. I haven't fleshed out the rest of this part yet, but I just want to go ahead and point it out. So the first thing we need to do is know if a zombie is within the bounds. So that can be a very simple check. Everything here is going to be done server side. So basically once the zombie finishes the vault, then they are, in bounds. So let's go ahead and head over to see how we're going to be handling that. So let's go first off, let's just simply load up our zombie pawn, get that up. And we need to kind of go to some point of where are they actually getting into the world. So let's head over to our state machine because it's been a while since I've actually looked into any of this. So we have our go to and attack barricade, fires off the enter barricade. So that broadcasts these two tasks, which runs the enter barricade ability, which is this guy here. Okay, so that basically just says, okay, the vault has been complete and we are good to go. So at some point after this, I want to go ahead and make it say, hey, you are now in play. So this zombie is available to be, what's the word? Uh, has the possibility of spawning a power up when killed. So let's go ahead and set up some simple logic, and we're just going to call it from that ability. So for starters, let's go ahead and just add a simple bool. Do it right here. Let's do bool B is in play. We'll set it to false by default. So let's go ahead and give it a comment of what this does. So if true, this means the zombie is in the playable area used for spawning power-ups. Let's go ahead and make a simple getter. So do a bool, get is in play, returns B is in play, and let's also add a setter. So void set is in play. We're only going to set this to true once, so we don't need to have, the ability to toggle it on and off or anything. We just want to set it to true. So we set B is in play to true, and because we're using this from a blueprint ability, let's make it a U function, blueprint callable, and give it the category of, we'll do zombie pawn, because why not? All right, once that's done, we can go ahead, restart the editor, and basically just call it. Okay, once we're back in the editor, let's head back to our ability, and we want to go ahead and get our avatar actor from the actor info, and from there we want to go ahead and cast it to the zombie pawn. And I guess technically we could make it simple, so on and in case we have a cancel, which also fires the end ability, let's do this here instead. And in this case, as the zombie pawn, we want to go ahead and set is in play. From there, we can continue on and end the ability. So now we have that, and we want to go to our game mode and give it a try. Let's go to our zombies game mode. Let's go to our applied damage, and we have our, was lethal logic. And basically in here, we want to go ahead and do kind of that check. So because we have this kind of being somewhat generic, I would like to keep it in that similar manner. So in the damage interface, we're applying death and all that kind of stuff. Well, let's see. Oh, no, because we are using the ability. I guess it really doesn't matter in this context because this is a very, I guess, specific use case. So what we can do is basically if the A zombie pawn, especially given we're actually using it already. Let's do zombie equals cast a zombie pawn from hit result dot get actor. So if it is a zombie, we want to check first off, make sure that it is valid. So if zombie is valid and zombie is in play, get is in play. So if that's the case, we want to spawn a power up, or let me rephrase. Percent chance of spawning power up. So let's for now print out a log temp, warning, text. Let's do is in play. So let's give this a test and, see that if the zombie we kill outside of the play area, make sure nothing prints, and then make sure the ones that have finished vaulting, that they actually print out the correct message. So let's press play. By the STG. And I don't think I disabled spawning. At least I hope not. Nope. My luck, they all spawn back here. So this guy should print nothing, which it didn't, so that's good. Okay, still printing nothing. Now let's let them come in, and is in play, is in play, and is in play. Okay, so that seems to be working as expected. So we have this part done. All right, so that's going to be all for this video. I'm kind of doing it piece by piece. So next up, we basically need to get a 3% chance to spawn a power-up. And to do that, we need something to spawn. So we need our power-up class / module, because I'm going to wrap this up in a module because it makes sense. It's kind of a self-contained feature, more or less. So the only thing that would have to really be, I guess, taken care of would be some kind of tag for, say, the nuke. So that way, as we iterate over, all the pawns, we know that, is this a zombie? If it is, terminate it, that kind of thing. But I digress. We'll get there when we get there. So with that out of the way, I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.